quiet parts out loud. We keep saying that. These people, I use like things that think, I guess people think that I'm talking in hyperbolic terms. When I say that they want you dead or they want to use violence against you just because you disagree. And no, that's very true. And they just kind of say it in these snide ways without trying to be as direct. Some people will be direct. Some people have no problem saying, yeah, definitely will send the government on you. They have no problem with doing that. Greg Miller, didn't he wish, what it? Yeah, Greg Miller. So basically he shares this thing of, I can't remember who the hell he worked with. It was CIA or something. But someone shares basically a video of a fake cop or a security guard or something starting to beat people for not wearing masks. So what it is like, okay, people, it's a joke, it's a prank though. And it's like, okay, they'll see people, so other people that aren't, like you see what's happening there, right? Because people don't want to get beat up. People start putting their mask on around it. That's what the prank was, right? You know, the prank itself, I think it tells more. I think these people just think that it's funny. I think for me, it's telling of how humans operate. And they're telling on themselves, whether they know it or not. They're telling on themselves. They're absolutely telling on themselves in a couple of different ways. One, that they, like this guy here, I wish I could beat people up with a stick for wearing a mask. That's how he gets shot. I don't know where you're at. I think that dude's from UK, so they don't have guns, right? Yeah, they don't have guns. Yeah, he's a British, so they don't have guns. So yeah, I guess he can get away with doing that shit because, you know, where I'm from, motherfuckers just start beating me with a goddamn stick. I have something, you never know where it's going to be. It may be ankle, maybe appendix, maybe you never know, but I got something that's gonna really put a stop to that. Nonetheless, it's a cool thought experiment. Again, it says more than what I think the pranksters were, and that this is why people do it. In a lot of cases, like it's that threat of the government gun or threat of the violence, where definitely by way of the state. And that's why people do it. Has nothing to do with the science. See, this is what effectively people don't understand. That's what a mandate is. It's a threat. When we talk about mask mandates, people are like, what's just big deal? It's just to cover your face. Just what's the big deal? So I always try to gaslight you into wearing a mask. But think about it. What it is any event that the state decide to do that, they basically have the authorization to do as such. That's what it is. And it says just cover your face. I think we should be asking them that question, or rather bringing up that point to them when they say it's just a face cover. Yeah, it is just a face cover. And you rather use violence on people because of it. Because there ain't no government rule, law, mandate that exists in which, depending on which cop you get, hell, we're going through this George Floyd situation right now. Now, I ain't trying to get into the details of what happened there, but that all started with a counterfeit 20. Eric Gardner, which is more of a relevant one because he absolutely did nothing wrong. Eric Gardner got choked out for selling untaxed cigarettes. Ain't no, depending on who you get on whatever date, ain't no law, mandate, rule that depending on what cop you get, they will choke you out. They will beat you down in the event that you resist, which is what it all boils down to. You're saying that, and it doesn't matter. And I'm not saying that there aren't certain things in which you have the right to defend yourself, obviously, and use, violence responsively in that regards. What I am saying is y'all need to understand what these mandates and what everything else implies. It implies that in the event that you are in the wrong and you decide to resist, well, they have the right to, get rid of you. And that sounds like, oh, well, you're speaking of hyperbolic. No, I'm not. What does it mean? It's illegal, right? So if I go do it, and there ain't no law mandate rule that's trivial enough for what the cops won't kill you if you get the right one or the wrong one, depending on how you put it on the wrong day. But this is a cool thought experiment. Again, I think these guys are doing it for jokes. I look at it and I see, well, people are sheep. And people don't want conflict. And I don't blame them for that. That part isn't the sheepish issue. Most people just want to get on with their lives. And I can empathize with that. And this is why a lot of folks just go along with what it is that they see other people doing. So I can understand that. People want to just get on with their lives. They don't care. It's just like, I just want to go about my life. So I'll just cover my face with this diaper for the time being. I just want to get on with my life. I don't really believe people do that. There are a lot of people like that, and I can totally empathize with that. But what this does is it says, okay, if folks did that, people start putting on their mask and stuff like that, and dude runs back up the stairs because he don't want to deal with that problem. And he's dressed like a guy. It looks like a mall, right? It looks like a mall. Now, look, I'll say this much. If a private institution has that rule, I don't know about beating you with a stick. No, that's a little something else. But if a area or a certain private business has the rules that say, well, you have to wear a face covering. Doesn't matter if I'll agree with it or disagree. It's not my private business, not my private property. They have the right to do whatever it is they want. They can require you to do that, right? And you don't have the right, because then you become the aggressor if you go in there and say, okay, I don't care what you want, what your rules are. I'm going to do whatever it is I want. That's one thing, right? But what this is just showing is that it doesn't even matter if there's a rule or not. If they see someone that looks official telling them or definitely willing to threaten violence, they'll do whatever it is that they want them to do. It's a cool little thought experiment. But, when you guys saying, I wish I could beat people with a stick for not wearing a mask, those are the quotes, folks. And like this Greg Miller guy, the guy that, I'm sorry, I didn't even address his comment. He says, so funny to watch anti-maskers scramble to comply. Gee, this is ultimately what they want. They're telling them. So I can't remember what Greg Miller was. He worked with some, if I'm not mistaken, some government, some alphabet agency. But see, this is what they want, right? Oh, anti-maskers scramble to comply. I'll tell you what. There's also a lot of people, and again, I don't know where this was at, but there's a lot of people who, if you just up and go threaten them with a stick, they're going to look at you upside your head like, what the fuck are you doing? Okay. So I wouldn't advise doing this prank anywhere, definitely like in Texas. I wouldn't advise doing anything like that because motherfucker gonna buck at you like, fuck you gonna do? You hit me with that stick, you might get uppercut. Interesting. Very interesting. You just watched a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake. Catch us live at 12 p.m. throughout the week over at youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and follow us over at odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. If you want to watch the entire video cast after the show is over, just be sure to become a member on the YouTube channel. Of course, the full audio portion of the podcast is available for free on all major digital platforms, or just visit forcanonsake.com.